This is your Vigilant Liberty radio news from Independent Journal Review for Thursday, February 5th. ISIS has taken a gruesome turn when it comes to using social media, particularly Twitter. It appears that the decision to burn Jordanian pilot Moaz al-Kasasbeh to death was the result of crowdsourcing via the hashtag Suggest a Way to Kill the Jordanian Pilot Pig. The call for suggestions was apparently retweeted over 11,000 times, and the method used was among responses ISIS received on the social media site. Replies were often tagged with "We all want to slaughter Moaz." That was the Islamic extremist response to the hashtag We Are All Moaz. Political consultant David Axelrod is drawing attention to at least one claim he has made in his new book, Believer, My 40 Years in Politics. Axelrod implied that Mitt Romney's concession phone call in 2012 involved a reference that Obama's win was due to increased black voting in urban centers like Cleveland and Milwaukee. The Romney camp was quick to fire back, stating that Axelrod misrepresented what Romney actually said. Not to be left out of this fray, Obama himself made some references to Romney in a statement about his concern about the poor. Romney fired back on Twitter, stating, "Mr. Obama, wonder why my concern about poverty, the record number of poor in your term, and your record of failure to remedy." IRS Commissioner John Koskinen has confirmed that Obama's executive order will enable illegal immigrants to benefit from the Earned Income Tax Credit. Quote, "The program allows you to file for an Earned Income Tax Credit program. In terms of whether you can do that retroactively, the normal statutes of limitations would apply as to when you can apply, file an amended return in effect." Republican Senator Chuck Grassley, unhappy with this response during a hearing held by the Senate Finance Committee, fired back, quote, "This is a problem you get into. The IRS has an interpretation of the EITC eligibility requirements, undermines congressional policy of not rewarding those for working illegally in the United States. It is estimated that 4 million undocumented immigrants will now be eligible for tax benefits and Social Security numbers under the plan announced by Obama. I'm Liz Harrison, and this has been your Vigilant Liberty radio news from Independent Journal Review for Thursday, February 5th.
DLR.
This show is produced by IJReview.com.
This show is copyright by VLR Media. All opinions of panelists and guests are their own and may not reflect the opinion of VLR Media, the host, or anyone else.
Let's be clear. There are no winners here. Now let's be clear. Now let's be clear. Now let's be clear. There are no winners here.
Two minds are better than one. Time for the Right Mics with Mike Miller and Michael Hausum.
Shut up.
Folks, welcome to the show. This is The Right Mics with Mike Miller and Michael Hausum, with Liz Harrison doing the intro there, which we appreciate. If you'd like to call in this segment, please do 412-567-6879. As always, you can follow along and interact with us on Twitter at The Right Mics. Miller, good afternoon, man. How's it going?
It's going well, dude. You?
Yeah, I'm doing very well. I am 4 double shots of espresso in this morning. Woke up at 5 o'clock, man, and I just raring to go, I suppose.
So what time did you go to bed?
About midnight, per normal.
Yeah, that's about me too. Almost exactly. All right, so my internet has been popping in and out the last
Perfect.
15 minutes. So, yeah, we'll see what happens. But going to be a good show today. Dude, I did watch last night, and I heard you promoting Pip and our show on Liz's show earlier. Wonder how she can handle both of us every day. I did it yesterday. You today. I think she's a little bit leery, although you were very kind. As was I. But anyway, you're talking about me not wanting to watch the video, and I did say that on the show yesterday. But I did last night. I did watch the Jordanian pilot video.
You watched all 20 minutes of that thing.
I watched all 22 minutes of it.
And what did you think?
First, let me tell you why I watched it. I was not interested, as I said yesterday, day before. I wasn't interested in seeing this guy burn alive, because, like we both said, after the Nick Pearl thing paled in comparison to Daniel Pearl to the Nick Berg thing, and I watched both of those. And as I said, I vowed never to watch any of this kind of stuff again. I did not need to see it. So I watched it because I read something about it, and it was not Shep Smith's vivid description of it, play by play, but I just wanted to see the production quality. Okay, I mean, they even got this pilot to in effect act. It was so spooky because he's walking to his death. But where he's walking in front of that line of ISIS terrorists, and he's looking up at the buildings, and the inflection, the assumption or the implication being that he was responsible for bombing them, that was eerie as hell.
Mm-hmm.
And he played along.
Yeah, and did he? I mean, obviously, I don't know. Does he know that he was being? I mean, he obviously knew he was being videoed. My guess is that there's a video camera around every single thing that they're doing. My guess would be that he was not aware that it would be turned into a high production quality propaganda piece.
Well, and see, therein lies one of multiple questions. This ultimately ended up. While he was being burned alive as a 3-camera shoot. So this wasn't somebody standing there with an iPhone. And who knows? I mean, he could have been taken out there to, dude, he looked like he was in a movie. I mean, the way he was walking, the way he looked up at the bombed out buildings and so forth. He could have been taken out there to do that, not at the same time that they burned him to death. Because one would think, if he's being paraded out there, he's playing along as they told him to do, looking up the buildings, and he sees this cage and this bulldozer sitting next to it, which was, everything else, that he would have been terrified. So we'll never know if those were taken at the same time, but. It's almost.
Yeah, by the way, it's those kinds of things. Some people have suggested that it's actually not real, that it actually is all a production, and that it wasn't real. But I find that, frankly, to be an impossible perspective to maintain.
Yeah, and we didn't land on the moon, and Sandy Hook was a false flag operation, as was 9/11, right? I mean,
yeah,
so
exactly.
You're always going to have that crowd. By the way, someone near and dear to our hearts, I just got accidentally into that whole discussion a couple of days ago again, and that whole thing's ridiculous. But what I was surprised about is the. Jessica LMAO. She knows. She knows of what I speak. I expected the actual event, right? So so they light the long line of fuel. They've doused him in whatever chemical or gasoline or whatever it is. I expected that part to be more brutal than.
Oh, did we just lose Mike, or did you lose me, Jessica?
I think we just lost Mike again.
Yeah, that's incredibly frustrating. See if we can get him back.
We'll try.
Now, folks, this thing has generated a bit of controversy. Yesterday, I did on IJ Review an article that. And Mike made reference to it. Brett Baer showed the picture. Later in the day, Fox News actually linked the entire video on their website. And they are the only cable news outlet to do so. And today, there's all kinds of controversy and firestorm about that because the question is Fox News just trolling? Is Fox News doing things for rating? Is it appropriate for them to do so? I would be interested in your opinion. What do you think about Fox News, a national site, hosting on their website, putting up this video, and the fact that that Fox made the decision to make it part of their news broadcast and part of their news website? I'd be interested in your thought about that. You can call us at 412-567-6879 or tweet to me or tweet to us at The Right Mics or me at MP House.
And I am back.
Oh, hi, Mike.
No.
So when we lost you, I was just saying that this thing has turned into a bit of a controversial issue, and I'm interested in folks' opinions about Fox actually airing this thing. Anyway, you were about to say when we got cut off, the last thing we heard you say was that when it got down to the actual the burning of the guy itself, you were about to say something and then lost it.
Yeah, I'm gonna try to get him on the phone because this is not working.
Oh, and we just lost them again.
Yes.
Okay, that is incredibly awesome.
Yeah, let's try to get him on the phone. I'll do that.
Okay. Now, for you folks that aren't aware, that are listening live, I am in Newport Beach, California. Jessica is outside of Jacksonville, Florida, and Miller is outside of Indianapolis, Indiana. It may sound like this is a well-oiled production machine where the three of us are in a high-end studio somewhere within the 57 states, but the reality is that's not what it is. It's the three of us spread out all across the country, bringing this kind of value-added content to you live. Jessica, I presume that I'm still on. Is that right?
Yep, we're on together.
Well, that's really nice.
Yep.
And we're going to try to figure out a way to get Miller on with us.
Yeah, I just tried calling him. Hopefully we can hear from him soon.
You know what we can do? We can treat Mike as if he's a guest at our show.
That's exactly
Folks,
what I'm
welcome
thinking.
to the Michael and Jessica show. And we hope to have special guest, writer, news personality, Dan Dan Fitzgerald just said that the show is held together with baling wire. No, in fact, it's not baling wire. It's more
paper clips and duct tape, I want to say.
Yes.
Or rubber
in fact,
bands.
we'd actually tried a Scotch tape product once, but the problem was 3M didn't want to be associated with us, so we looked into Kirkland to see if Costco would be a sponsor, and they're specifically non-political. And of course, with my gentle hands, I couldn't handle tying this thing up with baling wire. So it's paper clips. Jessica handles all of the interactions with the metal. I am in charge of the duct tape.
And then Mike does the rubber band stuff. We got all that. We got all that going.
Which is absolutely perfect. That's exactly right. So you know what, Dan? I'm just going to take this as you just being funny, as opposed to being critical of the show. Anyway, back to the Fox thing. So I'm going to continue talking about this. I don't think I wrote an article about this morning, the controversy that has ensued, and I don't yet know if it is up on IJR. One thing that ends up happening whenever Fox is criticized, and in this case, they're being criticized for showing this. If you take a look at cable news ratings, Fox not only is the leader in every possible category, no matter how you split the demographics, no matter how you split the day, whether it's a news content show or personality-driven show, Fox